think I'm going with Virginia next semester.
The Ralph Sampson era at Virginia had begun, and with it a series of Cavalier Tar Heel battles that would become classics. Carolina head coach Dean Smith remembers those matchups.
When Virginia recruited Ralph Sampson, of course, he was the one of all. 7'3", runs well, could do everything. And during that 4-year period, Virginia had, I think, based on one loss and national rank, their best 4 years in their history. And we certainly had a good run going at the same time, so the rivalry was natural.
In 1980, the two teams split. In 81, the Wahoos took 2 out of 3, but the Heels turned the tables in 82, winning 2 games of their own. And in the first 1983 regular season matchup, with Virginia ranked #1 in the nation, North Carolina pulled the upset in Charlottesville. That set the stage for the 83 regular season rematch back in Chapel Hill. Once again, the teams were ranked 1 and 2 nationally, but this time the Heels were in the #1 spot. And while Virginia rode the strength of Sampson to a 19-2 mark overall, 7-1 in the ACC, North Carolina had a few stars of its own. With a lineup that included a couple of Dohertys, a Perkins, and his airness himself, Michael Jordan, the Heels had raced to a 20-3 mark and a perfect 7-0 in the league. Less than a year earlier, MJ hit the winning shot down in New Orleans to capture a national championship. And even though James Worthy was now in the NBA, repeat chances seemed very good. And so it was, a championship atmosphere back in venerable old Carmichael Auditorium, 1983, as #1 met #2. Carolina and Virginia. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and then have the best game action of that classic in a moment.
This ESPN Classic presentation is brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough.
The 1983 regular season matchup between North Carolina and Virginia. Right now, let's take a look at the very impressive starting lineups. For Virginia at the forward spot, a shooter, Tim Mullen, along with Craig Robinson. The man in the middle, Ralph Sampson, all everything. And Rick Carlisle, Othell Wilson in the backcourt. Very good backcourt for the Cavs in '83. For North Carolina, Matt Doherty along with Sam Perkins and Brad Dougherty, a very young Dougherty, in the middle. A very strong Michael Jordan coming back for his sophomore year. And their leader, Jimmy Braddock, at the point guard spot. It's hard to find 2 lineups that include more big names in ACC history, and of course it was Dean Smith against Terry Holland. Remember too that in 1983 the ACC implemented the experimental rules, the 17 feet 9-inch 3-point arc, as well as the 30-second shot clock, and those rules certainly did have an effect on the style of the games that year. So we go back to 1983, Carmichael Auditorium, #1 against #2. Fred White and Billy Packer have the call.
We are set to play basketball in Carmichael and Chapel Hill. The ball is up. Virginia has the tip. Carlisle for the layup. Doesn't drop. Robinson battling, can't come up with the rebound. But Carlisle gets it back.
Interesting, Carlisle was able to take that ball to the basket. Jimmy Braddock, knowing that he had the ball, should have stayed with him. And fortunately for North Carolina, Carlisle missed the layup.
Carlisle. Othell Wilson. They go down to Sampson off the baseline. The jumper good.
Ralph Sampson having Perkins playing right behind him. You've got to break back in with the guards to stop Sampson, and that turnaround jumper is deadly.
Ralph Sampson has been on a shooting tear. There's Brad Dougherty with a turnaround jumper, and Sampson kicks the rebound out in a hurry to Othell Wilson. Wilson trying to get by Braddock. The baseline jumper, in and out. Dougherty had the rebound. Mullen gets it back. Robinson underneath, the reverse layup good, and Virginia leads 4-0.
North Carolina really not setting their defense early. Fred, that's very surprising. Probably they're back in there and they don't give up an easy shot.
Braddock to Brad Dougherty. Looks at Perkins in the lane, doesn't go. Now Braddock.
Great man.
Foul call. Rick Carlisle.
One of the toughest assignments that you can have defensively is a Michael Jordan, because he can play both inside and outside with equal ability. There's Terry Holland not wanting to get anybody in foul trouble, but Jordan really makes it difficult to match up. He takes an inside position, which Carlisle already had. The official now is probably going to make Michael move his feet so they're not crossed. Good move by the official.
The officials for tonight, Hank Nichols, Paul Houseman, John Dougherty.
There's a 2-3 zone by Virginia. North Carolina very patient.
Braddock is going to lob to Perkins.
And it caught Ralph Sampson by surprise. That lob went right over his head.
4-2 Virginia. Virginia. 18:30 left in the first half. And the crowd on its feet.
That was a set play right against the zone.
Wilson to Rick Carlisle. Othell Wilson. Funny shot. It was rebounded by Brad Doherty. He wasn't sure when he went in the air, I don't think.
Well, Braddock kind of let him go inside and did a good job making them all to the shot.
Matt Doherty.
Back to man-to-man. Perkins has Sampson behind him.
Braddock for three, and he nails it. Jim Braddock gets three, and Carolina goes in front 5-4. Sampson with the lob. Out of bounds belongs to Virginia.
You can see Virginia going early with that lob. That time that Doherty came over and was double teaming with Perkins on Sampson.
Othell Wilson looking. It comes to Carlisle. No, Mullen, excuse me. Well, they tried to get it back to Othell Wilson, knocked loose by Perkins.
Double team in the corner. The pass wasn't there.
Jim Braddock's going to push it up in a hurry. Matt Doherty back outside Braddock. Perkins. Brad Doherty over Robinson. Not there in the rebound.
Good rebound by Mullen.
Carlisle to Wilson. Cavaliers down by one. 17-25 left in the first half. Sampson dribble the ball. Fakes. Leads in. They're going to call him from the walk.
We move ahead now to further first half action between North Carolina and Virginia.
10-15 left in the first half. Robinson.
Virginia in their 1-4 offense right now.
He goes toward Brad Doherty, and Doherty gets a hand on it. It's taken away by Hale. Here comes Carolina with a chance to grab the lead again. At Doherty near the corner to Hale. Does Peterson. Sam Perkins. Good fake. Got Sampson in the air. The shot doesn't drop.
And the smallest guy on the floor, Ricky Stokes, snags it.
Now Stokes pushing it up. Carlisle for two. Short. And Carlisle takes the rebound back up. Around and around and around and off. Tipped up and good.
Jimmy Miller on the tap-in. Carlisle is a guy that when he shoots his jumper, Fred, you have got to block him out. He's a very good offensive rebounder. Not as good maybe as Jordan because he doesn't have his natural ability, but he loves to go after that offensive rebound.
9:26 left in the first half. 15-12. Virginia over North Carolina by 3. Doherty. Steve Hale. Foul in the lane on Doherty.
There's Stokes again using his smarts, drawing the charge.
First foul on Matt Doherty, and Virginia gets it back, leading by 3.
You don't see those things in the stat sheets, but a guy like Ricky Stokes does so many things in the course of a ball game that stops the other team's momentum. There he draws the charge by stepping in. Now watch him right here. He steps in, he sees the play coming, steps right in, leans, then goes through the Hollywood act, falls down, and gets the foul.
North Carolina now has been whistled for 4 fouls. 3 of them are offensive fouls. 15-12, Virginia.
Jimmy Miller, good solid screen by Sampson.
4 points Miller, and a 5-point lead to Virginia, the biggest lead of the game so far. 8:55 left in the first half. Brad Doherty, Braddock, Peterson.
Perkins has Sampson right behind him in good working position there. I think he's going to try to score.
Braddock from 3-point range. Nope. Rebound to Sampson, and baseball pass intercepted by Jimmy Braddock.
He telegraphed that pass. Good job by Braddock getting back.
Matt Doherty. Perkins looks over Sampson.
That's what I thought was going to happen, Fred, because Ralph Sampson's given Perkins all the room in the world to catch that ball, and Sam's too talented to have it down that low and not score.
17-14, Virginia by 3. 8:15 left in the first half. They lob to Edlin. Nice fake and a reverse layup. Good. And Edlin has scored.
He's getting a lot of playing time in this game.
19-14, Virginia. 8:04 left in the first half. Matt Doherty attacking Miller. Got too deep. Now Hale will let it fly, and it's good. Buzz Peterson, excuse me, not Hale. Buzz Peterson gets 2, and it's 19-17.
Oh, nobody at all on Miller. There's a case for trying to double team Sampson, leaves Miller wide open. Look at Edlin hustle.
And it's going to be a jump ball.
That was just great hustle on Edlin's part.
The possession belongs to North Carolina, but he was really after the basketball.
Well, they might not get possession of the ball, but of course he gets that arrow back for his club on the next one. Just a great effort.
That shot by Peterson a moment ago was a 3-point shot. We have a timeout here. James Worthy looking on.
Yeah, James Worthy, kind of interesting.
7:40 left in the first half. There's your score, and we'll be right back.
You're watching the Michael Jordan celebration on ESPN Classic. This ESPN Classic presentation is brought to you by Philips. Technology that's making life a little...
Relive some of his greatest games in their entirety. Michael's 82 NCAA championship game. His first NBA title against Magic's Lakers. His 89 playoff win over the Cavs. The Bulls win! And all his slam dunk dominance. Look at that! Relive some of Michael's greatest games with a Michael Jordan celebration. All this weekend, only on ESPN Classic.
Big Fights Boxing Hour gives you access to the largest boxing library in the world. Here's what you can check out in this library. Rare footage of classic fighters, the stories from outside the ring, and volumes of the greatest action in boxing history. Every week, Al Bernstein puts you ringside for classic fights you can't see anywhere else. Ali, Marciano, Leonard, Lewis, plus hard-hitting fighters every boxing fan ought to know. Big Fights Boxing Hour, Tuesday at 10, only on ESPN Classic.
Welcome back to the 1983 regular season matchup between North Carolina and Virginia.
A lot of ability in this one. Jimmy Black was in there earlier. There are the shooting percentages so far. North Carolina not shooting it well. Virginia not shooting it real well. And we have 7:33 left in the first half. Virginia with a 2-point lead.
And back in the zone with Sampson out of the ball game temporarily here. Edelin playing in the center of the 1-3-1.
Warren Martin.
I think for North Carolina, they've got to get Michael Jordan to start putting the ball up a little bit.
He hasn't even been looking.
No, he's been very quiet.
Matt Doherty.
Three. Doherty surprising a lot of people with his three-point shooting this year.
He's now 8 for 24 on the year from three-point range, and now 20 to 19. North Carolina by what?
That's exactly 33%, which is the same as shooting 50.
North Carolina has 3 3-point field goals in the first half to date. Virginia doesn't have one yet.
That's not surprising, though, Fred, because these two teams are a lot different in their three-point shooting. Virginia only has had about 60 on the year so far.
Willie pretty much ignored it. Good work by Craig Robinson inside. He has 6. 21-20 Virginia.
North Carolina taking 149 going into this ball game. Virginia had only taken 60, so you can see quite a difference in velocity.
Michael Jordan. Braddock. Matt Doherty had a notion, turned down a shot. Now he's in a bit of trouble, gets it to Braddock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Doherty, Braddock, Michael Jordan.
He was a step inside. That was not a three-pointer.
Jordan gets his first field goal of the game. His first 2 points come with 6:05 left in the first half.
North Carolina stays in the man-to-man. You notice Perkins is out of there, too, so you've got Sampson and Perkins both taking a rest. Both of these coaches playing a little bit coy here in the first half. And they're sitting side by side over there at that center court. Kind of an interesting little picture.
That's a great shot. 22-21.
Robinson picking up the sweat. There they are.
Craig Robinson has 8. Is that a great sight?
I wonder what they're having to say to each other. Doesn't look like they're doing too much talking.
They turned their backs on one another.
A lot of mutual respect there, though.
A lot of talent sitting right there.
Now Dean Smith wanders down to talk to him.
Don't tell Ralph what we're going to do. 23-22. Virginia by a point. 5:16 left in the first half.
Not a lot of pressure on the ball out here, and yet North Carolina still not shooting well.
Pass deflected.
Look at that speed.
Othell Wilson. Braddock catches up from behind, and they say Wilson touched the left. North Carolina has the ball.
The official, you've got to get him credit in this respect. He was right on the play. Braddock really hustled. Watch this ability by Othell Wilson to pick this ball up on the dribble. Here comes Braddock. Now he hits it. Nope, should have been Virginia ball. Should have been Virginia ball.
5 minutes left in the first half. Virginia with a 1-point lead. Jordan in the lane kicks it back out.
Now Jordan's starting to penetrate a little more. So if you're the opposing coach sitting on the bench, you can feel him getting ready to explode.
Braddock's 3-point try doesn't drop, but he catches the long deflection to Matt Doherty. Jumper from the circle. Matt Doherty just drilled it. He has 5.
Matt having a good, solid ball game.
Carolina by 1.
And the fact that North Carolina was able to bring in a center to move Matt Doherty back to his normal position of small forward just has really made him so much better a ball player.
Jimmy Miller for Virginia. Using some clock. Sampson kicks it back out.
A little triple team on Sampson's got to leave somebody open.
Miller near the baseline. Whistle blows as the shot was in the air. It may count. Jim Miller now has 6 points, looking for number 7.
uses those two centers, knowing he can use all 10. Mullen, no block out.
Missed that one, and Perkins clears the rebound. Here comes Carolina with 3:53 left in the first half. The Tar Heels with a chance to regain the lead.
Doherty from 3.
Matt Doherty didn't get it, and Sampson clears the rebound. Here comes Virginia, still up by 1. Othell Wilson. Inside Mullen. In and out.
Has Othell Wilson underneath.
And Perkins has the ball, picks it up quick. Matt Doherty moving on Sampson. He's going to take it. Didn't get it. Michael Jordan's there. Rejected by Sampson. Braddock picks it up.
That was whatever you want to call it on 1, but that one happened to be Sampson.
And we will return to the 1983 regular season matchup between North Carolina and Virginia in a moment.
In these enlightened days, sweeping and dishwashing contests indicate that a woman can have her fun at home.
Sports Century, presented by General Motors, a year-long celebration. This week, number 50, Chris Evert. Friday at 8 on ESPN.
How many sugars do you want?
Oh, I'll take 2. Hey, look at the little telephone.
Keep your eye on him. He'll be over every day to use it.
That's okay. Just as long as he dials 10-10-321 first.
Isn't 10-10-321 great? You should see how low my phone bill is.
And now it's better than ever. Saves 50% off calls over 10 minutes.
Right, day or night. So I save big on all my most important calls.
Like when I call my boyfriend in New York.
Right, like when you call your boyfriend in New York. Wait a minute, boyfriend? You got a boyfriend?
Hi, here in beautiful downtown Miami to find out what people think about new Perk Plus. I'm gonna wash your hair right now if you'd like.
No.
Oh, come on, Nora. Yeah, can you
shampoo my hair right here?
Ironically enough, yeah. But this stuff, since they redid it, it's been revolutionarily redesigned and has water-based conditioning. So any excess conditioner washes away. So your hair's gonna feel clean.
Feels great. Feels great.
Yeah,
Feels great. This light is so soft. It's wonderful.
That's Perk Plus with clean conditioning. If we can wash your hair, we can change your mind. Excuse me. Excuse me.
When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
It knows 2 speeds. Stop and go. It just beat a series of the toughest stop-and-go driving tests in the world, and it's brand new. Go ahead. Guess. You have 4.3 seconds. Introducing Pennzoil with new Pure Base. Stop. Go. Pennzoil.
You're watching the Michael Jordan celebration on ESPN.
Welcome back to the 1983 regular season matchup between North Carolina and Virginia.
Sam Perkins, Hale, Brad Doherty over Frank Robinson.
Doherty's causing real problems for Virginia because he's getting the ball in low. He's being guarded by Robinson or the second big man, and he's able to score.
26-25, North Carolina, 2:30 left in the first half. Mullen, down low to Sampson. Across the lane.
Not there. Virginia not getting a lot of movement from the fellas away from the ball.
2:22 left in the first half. Now Carolina with a 1-point lead in the ball. Hale sets the play. Perkins with it. Each team has turned it over 7 times. Michael Jordan down low to Doherty.
Michael's just satisfied to pass that ball off tonight. There he goes.
There's the jumper. Good. Michael Jordan hit the deck. Gets 2. He has 4 points. The feeling he can score about whenever he wants to.
Yeah, he's
on the shot clock. Othell Wilson lobs inside Sampson. Turns, shoots, too strong, tip try once, nothing went, and we've got a foul call.
I think it's going to be on Doherty coming over the back of Robinson.
That will be number 2 on Brad Doherty.
Well, they played some zone. I think both the defense have been rather passive. You haven't seen an awful lot of hustle. Doherty in the lane, even if he misses it, he'll get it over.
Craig Robinson now has 9 points. 1:30 left in the first half. 28-26. North Carolina by 2, by 1 as Craig Robinson now has 10 points.
Here Virginia picks up for the first time tonight in a full court 1-3-1 trap.
Sam Perkins over Sampson. Nope. And Sampson kicks it up. Here comes Virginia 2-on-2. Othell Wilson.
Now let's see the play.
Jim Miller.
They're going to call this a charge on Othell Wilson. Take away the basket.
Doherty's percentages too strong. The ball tipped outside and a big race is on. Brownlee had it. It's knocked loose by Mullen. Mullen captures it. Gets to Craig Robinson. To Wilson against Perkins.
Great try.
What a shot.
We move ahead now to further first half action between North Carolina and Virginia.
Exum never got in the ball game. North Carolina can hold for the last shot here.
Sam Perkins is going to kick it back outside to Jimmy Braddock. They can get it tied with a three-pointer.
Right down to 14-13.
Interesting, they have the shot clock running and it doesn't mean anything. 6 seconds left in the half. They're going to have to get the shot. 5 seconds left. Matt Doherty fakes, takes it off balance. It's short.
So at the half, Virginia leads North Carolina 31-28. We'll be back with a summary and then the halftime stats in a moment.
You're watching the Michael Jordan celebration on ESPN Classic.
Dandruff, psoriasis, scalp dermatitis. If you ask all the dermatologists listed here to recommend a therapeutic shampoo, Neutrogena T-Gel would come out number 1. T-Gel works on all 3 itchy, flaky scalp conditions. Neutrogena T-Gel, it works.
Hey, make sure you dial 10-10-3-2-1 first. Why? Because it saves me moolah.
And it's half price for calls over 10 minutes.
Here, look how low my phone bill is.
Wow, 10-10-3-2-1 does save a lot.
Check out the ESPN Classic website at www.classicsports.com for listings, stories, and the chance to tell us what you want to see on ESPN Classic.
Welcome back to great games of the ACC as Virginia leads North Carolina 31-28 at the half. Their second regular season matchup back in 1983. Very slow first half. Terry Holland and Ralph Sampson like it that way. Dean Smith and the Heels don't. They like to go up and down a little bit more. Let's see how the two teams stacked up numbers-wise as we check our halftime stats. Neither squad shooting very well. Virginia 38% from the floor and North Carolina worse than that at right about 37. Free throws not really a factor in the first half. Rebounding edge goes to Virginia and Ralph Sampson. Craig Robinson inside. North Carolina has turned it over 8 times at home in the first half, but they do lead 3-0 in terms of three-point shooting. The leading scorers in the first half, bit of a surprise for Virginia. Craig Robinson has 12 for North Carolina. Jimmy Braddock and Sam Perkins both have 6. Missing from that list, of course, Michael Jordan, who went just 2 of 7 from the floor in the first half and scored just 4 points. I do have a feeling, though, he may make his presence felt in the second half. Would there be another Carmichael comeback? We'll see as we go back and join the action. 1983, the second regular season matchup between Virginia and North Carolina. Here are Fred White and Billy Packer.
Talked about this a little bit between the two of us before the game. It's almost as if it's Ralph against North Carolina instead of Virginia against North Carolina, the way everybody seems to look at these things.
Well, I think Ralph Sampson is such an imposing figure. There we see everybody trying to double team and help out wherever he is. Dropping back in on him. Now it's a good shot by Othell Wilson, and he judged it right there. Braddock was dropping back inside to help out on Sampson, and Othell Wilson picked it up immediately, shot right over it.
That's a three-point goal, and now Virginia with a 6-point lead, the biggest lead of the game. Braddock tries to get it down low and does. Brad Doherty back to Braddock for 3. Nope, and Ralph Sampson is up there.
Almost the same situation on the other end of the court. That time it was Othell Wilson trying to help out. Might have a technical foul, and he tells Dean Smith to sit down.
Dean Smith wanted the traveling call against Ralph Sampson. He came down off balance.
That's going to be a 2-shot technical right there. Anytime it's on that coaching staff, it's a 2-shot technical, and the ball will be out of bounds for Virginia.
Well, he did not lose possession of the ball.
No, he didn't. That's about the only good thing you can say about that play.
Virginia had the ball anyway when Dean Smith got the technical. Carlisle misses the first one. Rick Carlisle has not scored yet.
And Carlisle, 86% free throw shooter. It's the second one.
So that cost Dean Smith 1 point.
Well, we'll see what it cost down the other end, but Virginia would have had, as you pointed out, possession of the ball anyway.
Now Carlisle, Virginia up by 7, the biggest lead of the game.
I think the fans will enjoy watching North Carolina play Sampson in the second half. They're double teaming a man behind, a man in front, wherever he goes, always aware of where Sampson is on the floor.
Othell Wilson had a notion, didn't go for 3. Tim Mullen inside Sampson, right back out. Mullen for 3, good.
Smart play by Sampson. He feels that double team pressure, so rather than holding the ball, he's firing it right back out.
Tim Mullen getting his first points of the game. Either he nor Carlisle scored in the first half. There's Perkins with a high lob. Nope, and Ralph Sampson clears the rebound. 38-28.
Perkins can't get it to fall.
Virginia by 10. Craig Robinson has it batted loose by Matt Doherty. It still belongs to Virginia.
Matt Doherty trying to fake out the officials a little bit, running the other way, and they called him back.
18:33 left in this game. Virginia's opened a 10-point lead.
Double team now by North Carolina. Zone pressure.
Robinson with a jump hook, good.
Over Sam Perkins, giving himself his own medicine on a little half-hook shot.
Craig Robinson has 14, and Virginia leads by 12.
And they're really silencing this crowd. There's Jordan. Hasn't gotten it going at all tonight.
Brad Doherty didn't get it. Look at Craig Robinson battle and come away with the rebound to Carlisle, and Virginia attacking North Carolina.
Virginia playing good, solid defense out here, and North Carolina can't get on track.
17:57 left in this basketball game. Virginia with a 12-point lead in the ball. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Wilson lobs cross court, and Mullen with the jumper off the heels again. Jordan, he's got Matt Doherty up there.
Oh, good block.
Mullen got the ball.
Boy, that was a fine block by Mullen. Doherty had to wait on that lob. What you had is that Virginia had all of their guards down inside under the basket, and therefore it was easy for Doherty to get the lead pass. But he didn't have his legs here, and Mullen made an incredible play right here. Gets all ball. That was an easy 2.
Now, the same as in the first half. Ralph Sampson leaving the game after 2 minutes and 18 seconds of this half, Billy. Kent Needland's in for Virginia.
Virginia drops back in the zone.
That's on Rick Carlisle.
Pushing him off inside. Unnecessary foul. Rick's a very intelligent ball player. And look at he waves to the bench right there saying, calm down, I'm all right.
They took him out after 2 minutes and 18 seconds this half.
Might be trying to get his second win. That happens occasionally. A guy gets so emotionally charged up. He gets kind of mentally drained, not physically drained.
In the first half of this game, Virginia tried just 1 3-point shot.
Good job by Eadland.
Eadland deflects the pass inside. Virginia missed that one try in the first half. They're 2 for 2 on 3-pointers in the second half. Carlisle had a notion right there and didn't pull the trigger.
You notice how Virginia, by being so patient and taking the fans right out of this game, and you can almost hear a pin drop, and normally this is bedlam for a ball game like this. A very quiet, passive game.
Mullen, turnaround jumper, good.
And we will return to the 1983 regular season matchup between North Carolina and Virginia in a moment.
On the next Chap One-on-One.
Below the bottom of the circle, never put it on the floor and stuff it.
Now here Dean Smith called a timeout. Let's see if he picks up the defensive pressure. Some kind of trap, some kind of half-court press, or man-to-man really heavy on the ball. Because Virginia is just putting them to sleep. That's what Sampson does so well. When they double team him and he gets the ball, he'll throw it back out to a teammate. Very unselfish and also very talented passer.
Sam Perkins has attempted 1 shot in the second half and missed it. It was a 3-point try. He doesn't have a rebound in this half. Mullen, that's good, and that's 3. Jim Mullen now has 8 points, all of them in this half, and it's
Sampson, he remembers the play down the other end of the floor where Doherty blocked his shot. That time Ralph not only blocked it, but caught it.
Ralph has 6 points and 6 rebounds in the second half. He's 3 for 3 from the floor, and he has that block.
Still no pressure on the ball. And maybe they're so concerned about Sampson inside that nobody's going out to pressure the ball defensively.
Greg Robinson over Kent Needland's screen doesn't get it. Matt Doherty picks it off, and here come the Tar Heels down by 16. They may have to go to the three-point range. Braddock, Doherty, Michael Jordan, quick move on the baseline, good. Michael Jordan has 10.
Well, we've all seen him do that so many times, but in that first half, and D. Smith waving to his team saying, get back out there and pressure the ball, but they haven't been doing it so far.
Really, I wonder if there's a quicker player down the baseline in college than Michael Jordan. Sampson from the circle. Oh, and Carolina let it go right through their hands, picked up by Virginia.
Virginia doing a good job here, Fred, bringing the ball back outside constantly, taking the fans out of the game, and forcing North Carolina to come back out high.
Running a little clock. 10 minutes left in this basketball game. 3/4 of the way through it, Virginia with a 14-point lead.
You see, with no pressure on the ball, and there hasn't been any in this half, Virginia can do whatever they want. And they have been doing it.
Shot clock about to expire, and the long try good by Greg Robinson. They used 28 seconds on the clock. Robinson has 16, and Virginia leads by 16 with 9:38 left in the game.
I'm amazed watching this game. I've never seen North Carolina play this kind of a basketball game. Good drive. Michael Jordan starting to pick it up on the offensive end.
Kent Needland, his second foul.
And Ralph just telling Ken, that's okay. You don't have to cover for me here.
Make it his third personal foul.
I was kidding him a couple of days ago. I said, change that uniform. The officials maybe just automatically holler out number 30.
He does get called for a lot of them. There's Terry Holland, the Virginia coach. Biggest margin of victory during the Ralph Sampson era for North Carolina, 17 points. Virginia won by 24. Othell Wilson back in the game.
Well, remember, both of these teams have made tremendous runs at a guy with a big lead, and both have been able to pull out from points where it looked like they were totally out of the ballgame. Not trying to hype this thing, but that has happened in the past.
First meeting between these two this year, Sam Perkins had 36 points, 10 rebounds, 4 for 4 from three-point range. Right now, Sam Perkins has 6 points in this game.
Nice job by Hale. Hale trying to pick up on the ball a little more.
2 points Hale, 56-42 Virginia.
Here comes the trap. What North Carolina knows, if you trap, that leaves Sampson underneath the basket uncovered, which is almost disaster.
In the second half of this game, Virginia's hit 10 out of 16 shots. North Carolina's 6 of 14. Sampson, he has 15. He has gone to work here in the second half. 8:38 left in the game. 16-point lead to Virginia.
It's fun to watch.
Oh, he is
all the
amazing.
moves.
Hale.
That time Doherty was going to put up the shot and realized Sampson was behind him.
Matt Doherty wide open. Can't one near the corner.
We move ahead now to further second half action between North Carolina and Virginia.
Well, the clock now starting to work against the Tar Heels. 7:30 left in this game. They're down by 14. Going to have to get a run going if it's going to happen for them. Michael Jordan. Nice floating jump shot. Michael Jordan. He has 8 in the second half and a dozen in the game now.
Even against the zone, he has that ability to knife through.
7:15 left in the game, and now the crowd here in Carmichael trying to get into the game and get the Tar Heels up.
You can see how when Wilson pulls out, if they're going to pressure him, it leaves Sampson without anybody helping Perkins.
Steal, Michael Jordan. Wilson racing to catch him, does, and fouls him.
Oh, that was a great foot race right there because Wilson, a super athlete, so is Michael Jordan. Wilson, maybe the only guy around that could run him down, was able to do it before Michael could go in there for the score.
Third foul on Othell Wilson. Michael Jordan tonight.
6 for 15, but remember in the first half when North Carolina was kind of falling asleep, Michael wasn't even in the offense.
And he was 2 for 7 in the first half. He's 4 for 8 in the second half. That's what they're shooting in conference play. Look at Ralph Sampson, 61% from the floor. Michael Jordan right behind him, then Sam Perkins. 3-point try. Braddock drilled it. They're down by 9, and maybe a move being made here by North Carolina. 9 points for Braddock.
Well, we talked about teams that get behind in this series have had the ability to come back.
6:45 left in the basketball game. 9-point lead, Virginia. Braddock called for a foul.
Using the body out front.
That's only 3 fouls on North Carolina in the second half.
Well, they've played such a passive defense, Fred, that they really haven't picked up any fouls. It was right here. Now watch Braddock use his chest to try to impede the progress. Now anytime that you make body contact that impedes the progress of the offensive player, you have picked up a foul. So there wasn't much question about that one.
Rick Carlisle now coming back on the floor for Virginia. Tim Mullen's going to sit down.
And North Carolina has not substituted.
Team fouls in the second half. North Carolina still has some to spend. Now they're getting a little aggressive on defense.
But if they do that, that's going to leave this man down under the basket. Good hustle by North Carolina.
Perkins knocked it loose. Braddock has it. Getting by Carlisle.
Beautiful fake.
Braddock has 11. The Tar Heels within 7 points of Virginia with 6:20 to play. And the game may be on.
Well, we've waited a long time for intensity, and now we've got it. Now North Carolina picking up high.
Miller,
Lob
Robinson.
to Sampson. He can't get it over there.
Michael Jordan fouls Craig Robinson. The second foul on Jordan.
We're going to see right now when North Carolina picks up the pressure outside with Sampson down under that basket, just how they're going to try to handle Ralph.
That is the third foul, on Jordan. Virginia wants timeout here. There goes North Carolina for the first time tonight looking a little excited as they head back to the bench. They were down by 15. They're making a run. Timeout here with 6:08 left in the game. It's now Virginia 58, North Carolina 51, and we'll be back right after this.
You're watching the Michael Jordan celebration on ESPN Classic.
Hi, here in beautiful downtown Miami to find out what people think about new Perk Plus. I'm going to wash your hair right now if you'd like.
No.
Oh, come on. No. Yeah.
Can you shampoo my hair right here?
Ironically enough, yeah. But this stuff, since they redid it, it's been revolutionarily redesigned and has water-based conditioning. So any excess conditioner washes away. So your hair's going to feel clean.
Feels great. Feels great. Feels great. It's light. It's so soft. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's Perk Plus with clean conditioning. If we can wash your hair, we can change your mind. Excuse me. Excuse me.
It's the countdown to the Super Bowl.
Play fake in the pocket. John Pat.
The moment we've been waiting for all season long.
Touchdown! Denver's gonna win it!
Only 70,000 lucky fans can be at the game. So if you can't be there, bring the game home with the official NFL Super Bowl in a box. The ultimate collector's pack of Super Bowl memorabilia. It's the next best thing to being in Miami. There's everything you need to capture that big game excitement. This limited edition gift box is loaded with Super Bowl 33 collectibles. You'll receive the official NFL game program with 250 pages of stats and photos, the actual program the fans receive at the game, the exclusive Super Bowl 33 t-shirt emblazoned with the logos of the team rivals, the gold-plated collector's pin, a commemorative flip coin, cherished souvenirs from the biggest game of the year. You'll also receive the official NFL Game Day cap and the same colorful Super Bowl sports towel fans get at the game. There's a mini football and official shot glass to help celebrate your victory. There's even a fun halftime trivia game and a chance for you to win tickets to... Best of all, Super Bowl in a box will be rushed to your door with guaranteed delivery before your Super Bowl celebration. Order your exclusive NFL official Super Bowl in a box. More than $80 worth of authentic NFL Super Bowl 33 collectibles for only 2 easy payments of $24.95. Act now and receive the Road to the Super Bowl video featuring action-packed playoff footage and much more. A $15 value absolutely free. Now, capture all the excitement with the limited edition Super Bowl in a box. Not available in stores. Only a limited number are available, so order now.
To order your Super Bowl in a box, call 1-800-699-9337. You'll get the collectible box plus all the great Super Bowl 33 memorabilia for 2 easy credit card payments of just $24.95 plus tax, shipping, and handling. Supplies are limited, so order now to get your Super Bowl in a box before the big game. Call 1-800-699-9337.
Welcome back to the 1983 regular season matchup between North Carolina and Virginia.
North Carolina does make a run at them. It'd be very difficult to gear back up again.
The clock will go off in 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Virginia has the ball. North Carolina has scored the last 7 points in this game. They're back within 7.
Jimmy Miller missed a lob opportunity to Sampson.
There it goes inside. Sampson has it knocked loose.
That's 4. That's 4 on Michael Jordan. That'll really hurt the Tar Heels there because they need his offensive firepower.
Jordan thought they had the steal.
Here we'll see. Now they're going to Sampson right over the top of the defense. He can just catch the ball up there against anybody. Michael Jordan did what you're supposed to do, and that is come up underneath the ball, but he picked up the foul. That is 4, right?
5:53 left in the game. Virginia with a 7-point lead in the ball and a new 30-second clock.
And they're very passive again on the ball.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
3 men around Sampson.
Robinson, Carlisle trying to drive. Braddock on the baseline. Couldn't seal him off.
There's Carlisle showing again what a solid ball player he is. Braddock reaching in instead of playing solid D.
He has 3 points. Virginia leads by 9 with 5:21 to play.
Perkins coming out looking for his 3-point opportunity.
Hits the deck and gets rid of it to Braddock. Michael Jordan.
There was that step move of his.
He's called for traveling. North Carolina turns it over with 5:10 left in the game.
They can ill afford to turn the ball over here. Virginia's still playing very smart.
60-51. Virginia leading North Carolina. They have led by as many as 16.
In the man-to-man, they have Othell, Wilson on Michael Jordan. Let's see if Othell tries to take him one time. Jordan having those 4 fouls. Let's see if Virginia tries to set up Othell, Wilson and take him one-on-one.
Greg Robinson. Sampson's called for a push in the lane. Sam Perkins hit the deck.
Good job by Perkins getting in position. Watch this. Othell Wilson was going the other side. I think they were going to try to rotate the ball to get Jordan on him. Now, Sampson's going to come across the lane, bangs right into Perkins. Good call, not much question about it.
And that foul, the first on Ralph Sampson, but it puts North Carolina in the 1-1 with 4:54 left in the game.
And Perkins, a very good free throw shooter.
83% from the line on the year for Perkins. Steve Hale in the game now. Brad Doherty sits down. Now that's an interesting substitution. Guard for the biggest man that North Carolina has.
I think what you're going to see, North Carolina wanting a lot more pressure on the ball. They can realize with that clock down to 4:54, the next possession probably for North Carolina, the clock will be off.
Sam Perkins has not scored in the second half of this game, has just 6 points. Now he has 7. Now he has scored in the second half. 8-point lead, Virginia. Perkins could get them within 7 here with 4:54 left in the game.
Well, for young kids watching, it's kind of interesting. Here's an All-American type ball player along with Jordan, and people say, what have you done for me lately?
Because of time constraints, we move ahead to further second half action between North Carolina and Virginia.
You're back at Carmichael Auditorium. Fred White along with Billy Packer. 2 minutes, 41 seconds left in this basketball game. North Carolina trying to come from behind. There's your score. Virginia leads by 3.
Fans getting into this ball game. Virginia has done an excellent job throughout the ball game, keeping the fans out of it. And now they're fired up. And Terry Holland going with the 3 guards, Robinson and Sampson. Let's see if he tries to put in a little 4 corners here. Not much time has gone off this clock because Virginia's turned it over quickly.
A couple of crucial turnovers down the stretch. And North Carolina at one point down by 16, back within 3.
Nobody guarding the man taking the ball out of bounds, so you've got North Carolina going for that steal on the inbounds pass.
Bill Wilson picks it up. Now to Stokes. And Stokes
so low to the floor.
Now Rick Carlisle. Stokes and now Wilson. 2:29 left in the game.
North Carolina trapping outside, man-to-man, trying to get guys in double-team situations. Well, that's a tough job for Jordan. He's got 4 fouls on him with Stokes.
We threw that pass a little hard to Carlisle. Now Robinson. Perkins defending Sampson down low.
Both teams have 3 timeouts left. Team foul situations, both clubs would be in the 1-1.
2 minutes left in the game. Carlisle passed the shot.
I thought he'd go lob to Sampson on that one. It looked like he wanted to.
1:53 left in the game. Virginia with a 3-point lead. Trying to kill the clock.
You can see Stokes is down so low to the ground. It's very difficult to steal it from him.
Rick Carlisle.
Good job by Robinson coming out to help. Down to 140.
Virginia has good free throw shooters in the game. 1:35. Long time to go yet. Virginia handling the ball. Carolina still looking for the steal. Jordan having a tough matchup with Stokes. There you see the time remaining, 1:21. Sampson had it low. He was fouled by Perkins.
Not a bad foul by Sam Perkins. It stops that clock some and also puts Ralph on the foul line.
What does this tell you? It's the first foul on Sam Perkins.
Well, I think it tells us that their defense was anything but aggressive throughout the course of this ball game, because in the first half, Dean Smith was able to rest a lot of people, keep them out of foul trouble, but it was a very passive ball game.
Ralph Sampson, good free throw shooter. 70% on the year, 1 for 2 in this game. He has 15 points. If he misses the first one, Carolina has a shot at the tie, and he did.
This game is a long way from being over.
Braddock, the Tar Heels down by 3. 1:13 left in the game.
Oh, a good solid
Braddock
screen.
to tie it, and then out. Tip is good.
Michael Jordan.
It's a 1-point lead. Michael Jordan now with 14 points. Virginia leads by 1 with 1 minute to play.
Michael Jordan, remember, has 4 fouls on him. He's playing very aggressively. There's a steal.
Jordan takes it away from Carlisle. Bam! And the Tar Heels go in front with 50 seconds to play. 64-63, and Carmichael just erupted.
Unbelievable. Michael Jordan is so quick. And now North Carolina can afford to go back in the zone.
38 seconds to play. Carolina by 1. Stokes.
Virginia's got to get organized here. They're letting a lot of clock go by.
28 seconds to play.
And North Carolina's got a big team out there playing that zone. Virginia better get the time. They're going to take it.
Othell Wilson just called the timeout with 23 seconds to play. And Billy, it's interesting. The time on the clock, 23. That's Michael Jordan's number. And how many big plays late in crucial ball games has he made, and he's only a sophomore? There again, your situation, 23 seconds left in the game. North Carolina coming from 16 back to take a 1-point lead over Virginia. The Cavaliers have the basketball.
And you can see North Carolina sitting way back in the zone. They're going to make sure that Sampson has no opportunity. And what in the world are we seeing now?
They're going to hold for the last shot.
Oh, I can't imagine it. They sure are.
12 seconds left, and Virginia down by 1 is going to go for the last shot. 7 seconds left. Carlisle for 3. Long. Rebound. Michael Jordan. And a foul called on Virginia, and Michael Jordan there again, and this ball game is over.
It's all over.
North Carolina has come from behind and won it.
Unbelievable game.
So the Heels make a big comeback, down 16, and they come back to win it 64-63 over Ralph Sampson and Virginia.